Hey guys, it's Egwin here from Beyond Systems. Welcome back to my channel. Now in one of the last videos I've been talking about falling out of physical alignment due to some sort of outside trigger that triggers some emotional or psychological response in you that has an effect on the body. Now in this video I want to really just quickly explain one of many options of how to take control of your pulsation again, or how to take or retake charge of your pulsatory system again. Now one of those options obviously is to use breathing techniques. When I talk about pulsation, I mean this in a very, open way. One pulsatory system in our body obviously is our heart. Our whole circulatory system. Our heart constantly pumps blood throughout our body. A lot of the big muscle groups, they actually work together with the heart in order to pump blood back, especially, for instance, the soleus and gastrocnemius muscle from our legs. They help with pumping venous blood back towards our core. That's very important. Another pulsatory system in our body obviously is our breathing. We breathe in and we breathe out, so it's a constant change in volume in our lungs, which helps us to pull in oxygen-rich air and breathe out CO2-rich air, and so on and so on. Another pulsatory system in our body would be our craniosacral pump, which is basically the pumping aspect of our liquor, which is this fluid in which our brain and most of the nerves in our spinal column actually swim in. So it's the pump between our sacrum, which is back here, our backbone, and our cranium, which is the back of our head. This is another pulsatory system that works quite well. And there is another one, obviously, our digestion. Our stomach uses pulsation to digest, to help us to digest food. Our whole small intestine, large intestine, they work on pulsation as well. And here's the point, most importantly, each and every one of our cells also works on pulsation, or has some sort of living pulsatory aspect going on. Now, when I talk about pulsation, obviously it can be quite different. It can be very high oscillating, or it can be this smooth, slow, really calm pulsation, this rhythm, this really calm, comfortable rhythm. You know the same thing in movement. We can do movement in a very stressful way, or we can literally flow in movement and have very gentle, positive feelings when we perform this movement. Now, the thing with pulsation is every single oscillatory and pulsatory aspect in our body normally syncs with our heart and syncs sort of with our inner state. The thing is, whenever we quote-unquote fall out of alignment, like I explained in those one of those last videos, it also means that not all of those pulsatory systems are actually aligned with each other. Not all of them actually oscillate in the same way. Not all of them are actually linked with each other in a harmonious way. Whenever that happens, we feel sort of off. Now, one of the ways to tune back into a more comfortable oscillation in our whole body is to use breathing. We've been talking about this a little bit. Today I want to show you another option, which has to do with body movement and which has to do with tension and release. We use the concept of tension and release a lot of times in movement, obviously. And especially the way I teach movement, whenever we talk about opening of the chest, closing of the chest, or things like that, when you remember things like that, if you've passed my channel before, I always talk about the importance of also this aspect of release. Not always the aspect of working, but also the aspect of working and release. Working and release. So it's always the polarity between an activation and a desactivation, and I let go of the muscle that I activated before, so which means the muscle has the capacity to relax again, and it also uses it. That's the important thing. Every muscle has the capacity to relax, but do I allow this muscle to relax using my mind in the correct way? That's the big question. So what we're going to use now is we're going to use conscious tension and conscious relaxation throughout the whole body in such a way that we tense up almost all muscles in specific movements and then release, allow for movement to happen, and then we turn into the other direction. Again, we activate our muscles consciously and then let go. By doing so, we'll reset some of the pulsatory systems in our body. This is something that helps to resynchronize the different cellular pulsations in the body, especially when you're in a specific emotional situation. It doesn't matter if that's anger, if that's fear, if that's disgust, if that's anxiety, if that's depression. It doesn't really matter right now. When we take a look at it more specifically, then yes, there can be a difference in how to approach anxiety, how to approach depression, how to approach really being angry or really mad in different ways, using different kinds of movement, different kinds of pulsatory systems. But right now, the only thing we're gonna try is to reset the whole system by using tension and relaxation as a whole thing. We're gonna do that in a very calm way. So just simply stand there, feet way further apart than shoulder width. I hope you can see that. Yeah, you should see that, I guess. Inside edges of my feet are parallel towards each other. There's not a lot going on that's really important down there in my legs today, so camera angle is fine for now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna simply turn our body to the side. I only turn a little bit in my hip joint. My left knee doesn't fall to the inside. My left knee stays out, right knee stays out. I only turn my hip a little bit. I'm gonna rotate my upper body a little bit, open up the chest just a bit. So it's a contraction of my upper thoracic back there. So I extend my thoracic spine. I'm gonna turn my right arm out like this and rotate the left arm in like so. I'm gonna clench my fists on both hands while I'm rotating up like this. And I'm gonna let go towards the middle. So it's this. I'm gonna turn my left palm facing towards me. I'm gonna turn my right palm facing away from me. I'm gonna release. I'm gonna do it again. And release. Note, there is one more important thing. When I come to this tension point, I tense up literally everything in my whole body. I don't just tense up my hand. I don't just tense up my legs. I tense up everything. So I come into this end position. Now I'm creating tension, 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 and I release. Now here I'm really, really soft. I'm gonna do it to the other side. Turn the hip slightly to the left, turn the upper body slightly to the left. Have this slight extension of my chest. I'm gonna turn out the left palm, clench the fist, but the palm is facing away. Turn the right palm in and tension in the whole body. and release. And I'm really open and smooth in the middle. You can wiggle with your pelvis just a tiny little bit, then turn to the right side. Turn, 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 tense up, and release. Wiggle a little bit, roll your pelvis a little bit, roll your spine a little bit, turn to the left side. Tense up and release. Wiggle, come to the right side. Tense up and release. And shake it out a little bit. One more time to the left. You come into position, then you tense up. You let go and you wiggle out a little bit. I'm going to show you this from the side as well. I'm gently bent in my knees. I'm going to rotate to the right side. My upper body is just slightly extending, so the chest is slightly opening. Tense up. Release. And the left side. And release. Now what's going on here is we consciously bring the body into a position that's not a regular one. Remember, whenever we run on a specific pattern, it also means that this pattern wants to show in our body. When we do something that is slightly out of the ordinary, we break that pattern, whether it's conscious or subconscious already. This is also the reason why I choose specific twists with my arms, with my whole body. The idea is not so much that you have to do it in the exact angles that I'm doing it. You don't have to copy this exact posture 100%. It's one option of many to bring the body in a slightly unregular position and then work, release. Wiggle out, then go in the other position, work, release. And that's the whole thing. The most important thing about this is the change between tension and relaxation. When we go into this tensing mode, this tension building, pressure building mode, obviously all pulsations in our body will be affected by it. When we go into a system-wide release, again, obviously, all systems in our body will be affected by it. If we do this a couple of times, the breathing will automatically connect to it, and we retake charge of our pulsatory system. After doing this a couple of times on the right, a couple of times on the left, always oscillating between left and right, if we do this just couple of times, then you'll see, all right, now you can approach things in a completely different way. Suddenly your mind is not stuck on feeling misaligned anymore. Also, you did something on the right side and on the left side, so you did it on both sides, which means you triggered alignment because you've been doing something on both sides of your body already. If you stand up after this and just feel into your body, you'll immediately realize, okay, something is different. I got more energy, more active working energy available to do whatever I want to do next. It gives you back more and more control of where you want to direct your awareness. And the ability to redirect your awareness, especially when you feel sort of out of whack, is the most important thing, because this is what gives you the mental, emotional and physical freedom to break free of a negative loop. And this is what can help you to realign yourself. As I said, that's just one of many possible exercises to do this, to achieve such a recentering, but it's a good one, and it's something that's really accessible to anyone, that can be adapted also to seated if you have problems standing up, whatever. So this is really something that's quite simple, and it's really just about the basic principle of tension release on a conscious level, doing something on both sides, and then it will create freedom of perspective and allow you to reevaluate the situation, to jump back in with new energy and refocus yourself. Alright, if you have any questions about this video, about the content of this video, just leave them in the comment box down below. If you want to browse through my channel, just do so. If you like the video, like, share, and please subscribe to the channel. There is coming a lot more updates on body movement, on body training, on aerial acrobatics, on breathing techniques, on emotions, and so on and so on. So the spectrum is really quite wide here. And yeah, have a wonderful time. Thanks for watching. See you soon, and all the best, guys. Bye.